Good morning. My name's Joe Koffolt. I used to be chair of this department. I met young Dr. Tomasko a couple weeks ago, and after a couple of scotches and cigars, he asked if I would step in and offer a few words of inspiration and advice. He told me about all of you who are in his class, and said he'd been keeping an eye on you, and I've been doing the same thing for all the graduates these many years. I got plenty of stories, but we've only got about 10 or 15 minutes, and I can't smoke this thing in here. So you're all going to be chemical engineers. That's great. It's the best major in the university. Chemical engineers can do anything, but you're not just any chemical engineers, you're Buckeye engineers, a very proud bunch with a long tradition. In fact, I always referred to all of my students in the department as my jewels, and I think the faculty think the same thing of all of you. When I was a young man, there was a very funny man who wrote a column in the newspaper named Will Rogers. He was from Oklahoma, just like Dr. Tomasko is. They called him a political humorist, but he would always say, "I don't make jokes, I just watch the government and report the facts." And that one that seems relevant today that he wrote, "A fool and his money are soon elected." That was written nearly 100 years ago, and we appear to be destined to repeat history. And remember that when some old codger like me starts a story with "back in my day," or "when I was your age," Will also said, "Things aren't what they used to be," and they never were. But he was most famous for saying, "I never met a man I didn't like." And although I'm as chair of this department, I'd like to think that I never met a student I didn't like, although a few of them tried my patience. You're continuing this long tradition of chemical engineers, Buckeye chemical engineers, and breaking new ground at the same time. Many of you are set with your first job. Some of you are a little unsure or a little frightened about what comes next. Some of you are just a little confused, like Mr. Pulowski. Let me tell you up front that you can and will overcome any fears and confusion. If you have a hard time believing that, then think just for a moment about how far you've come just since high school. And you have a lot in front of you as well. You've shown a strong work ethic to get through this department, and that, as much as anything, will be a key to your success. When the faculty were your age, there's that phrase again, we all looked at employment opportunities with the idea that it would be a single choice for a lifetime. We always expected that we would work at the same place for our entire career. I certainly did. You, on the other hand, can expect to have more than 10 jobs in your lifetime, and you have to be ready to adapt to any possibility. You may not understand that the courses you've just finished are useful or relevant, but remember that our goal here was to teach you how to think. This is what allows you to go out and do just about anything. And the surprise for you is that it's not over. In fact, you have to continue learning. You have analytical minds and the tools to put them to use. Old Will once said that there are 3 kinds of people in this world: them that learn by reading, them that learn through observation, and the rest who have to pee on the electric fence for themselves. You've got the skills and ability to learn without having to get shocked into it. Be curious, especially about others and their backgrounds. You're going to find that you will have to work with others who aren't engineers and don't think, look, or act like you do. A lot of your success will be determined by how well you learn from and serve the needs of others. And in order to do that, you have to get to know them well. It's about people, not process always. Look around and meet new folks, especially those who don't look like you. You should travel whenever and wherever you can. Get out of Ohio, get out of the United States, follow your passions, follow where the job sends you, collect different points of view. Don't be silent in the face of injustice wherever you see it. One of our recent alums, Mr. Andrew Williams, offered his advice to share today. He said, "Make it a point to take a few big swings every year to go for a home run. Jump on any and all opportunities to travel and work internationally. If you weren't the type of person to sit at the front of the class in school, then try to become that person. Opportunities don't always fall in your lap. Sometimes you have to make them happen. And coming back to Will Rogers, even if you're on the right track, you'll get run over if you just stand still. Finally, we want you to know that the faculty here stand by you, every single one of you, whether you're still looking or whether you've got that job in hand. If you're fearful that your GPA is keeping you from getting in the door, I say don't let that stand in the way. Sell your experience, your enthusiasm, and ask for a chance to prove yourself. If you really want an opportunity, then get up the nerve to ask for it. I can promise you that once you get that first job, and you sit down with your supervisor or your boss in 6 months and do a performance review, the one topic that isn't going to come up is going to be your GPA. It's going to be how well you perform on the job and how good you are working with others. We're not asking you to come back and be big donors or big shots yet. What we are asking is that you give everything your best and trust that your best will be good enough. One of the presidents of this university used to say at commencement, don't ever forget your alma mater because we'll never forget you. That is more true than you know. Some of us understand, some of these young faculty understand how to use that internet thingy. They'd love to be connected to you on MySpace or FaceSpace or whatever it is. They want to hear from you. We want to know when you get that first job. We want to know when you change jobs. We want to know when you get married, when those children start coming. We want a chance to teach those children. Just know that we consider you a part of a family here. You're now one of our jewels, and we all want you to know how enormously proud we are of every single one of you. So for now, good luck and go Bucks. Where we're going to get a picture with everybody in their cigar.
Are these real Cubans?
Of course they are. Cubans are still illegal. And chocolate doesn't smell very good when you light it up. I've tried those.
Let's just not pretend.
Jeff, do you think like in front of the display?